Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Junko Bodie YouTube channel. I'm Junko Bodie. Hey, so I've had some subscribers write in and ask me to do a video on my strategy that I call Stella, and that's what we're going to do today. I've used Stella a number of times in my live videos, and everybody saw it, and they want to see the progression on it. So I'm going to do 10 or 11, maybe 12 sessions on it today, and I'm going to do it in a number of different ways so you can see the versatility of the system. But before we get started, I want to talk quickly about this celestial body that's moving through our universe called Three Eye Atlas. I'm sure if you're American, and especially if you're on YouTube, you can't help but see all the videos that say that this thing's an alien object because these certain things that have happened with the odds, right? And so we're roulette players, and we deal with odds all the time. And I hear somebody like Avi Loeb say there's a 1 in 500 chance of this, object coming in on our elliptical plane, or that there's a 1 in 500 chance of it getting so close to Venus, Mars, and Jupiter all in the same path through our universe or our solar system. So, and I look at that, I say, 1 in 500, what's the big deal? I'm a roulette player, right? I see those odds happen at least monthly. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring that up because I know that's hot. It's a hot topic in everyone's mind, and the fact that these guys are spotting these odds and saying that this is why they think it's an alien object kind of got me laughing. I think it's a big rock, but I guess only time will tell. All right, let's get back and let's do the video. I'm going to start, I think I said, with Stella, so let's get it going here. Start up the simulator. And so Stella starts relatively simple, and as I mentioned on the thumbnail for this video. It's conservative, relatively conservative. It's consistent, you'll see, and it's high coverage, as you'll see right here. We're going to cover most of the board on this first spin. Now, it gets lower coverage as you go along, but when we start out, it's relatively high coverage, which I think, those three things are really what you want out of every roulette system. Okay, so I've decided here that I'm going to play the corners here, but sometimes I'll play street corners. Instead, you can decide. Well, I'll do it both ways. You can see it, and you can decide which way you like better. Um, and a lot of times, what I'm looking at the top to is the area that I'm going to play with these two corner bets at the top up here are usually area that for some reason I think is going to go away. Like you know, the momentum for this top box right now, this top dozen is we saw that 8 and 12 are the last two numbers on the history board here. So they may come a time or two more, but I think we're going to kind of go away from that. So I'm going to focus my other big coverage down at the middle and the bottom of the board. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to spin on this first one. I've got a $10 bet out there. This is the first session. Let's see what we can do. Let's call it 10 sessions. Let's see how much money we can make in this. Wow, we get a good number right out of the chute. We get a 29. So 29 wins us $8 in the first session, and we don't have to do anything else. So I'm just going to rebet and spin again and say the first session's done with that $8 win. So I'm going to go on to my second session here. Remember, because we're hit and run players, we're looking to make profits and move along. Eight's a little light, but it's not bad. Okay, so this time we hit 34, and 34 is going to take care of this 4-bet spine down here at the bottom. So again, we're playing this a lot like twin spines in that we've got a 4-corner spine here, a 4-corner spine here, and then we're playing the 2-corner bets at the top. Okay, so we got a win there. So what I'm going to do on the second bet is I'm going to just double the bet here. We're going to go from a $10 bet basically to a $12 bet. And we're going to try to hit one more of these spines. We started with $8, so we're looking to increase our profit here in our second session. There's 32. That's going to be another winner for us. It gets us another $6. We started with 8. That's only 13, so we're not done yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here and I'm going to pick a side here, and I'm going to look at the history board real quick, and I'm going to look at this and I'm going to say, 34, 32, 29, 8, 12. I mean, it's pretty much all over the board. So I'm just going to pick 3 corners up here at the top. Make sure I'm still covering the top. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to just pick 3 corners and do it this way. And I'm going to have $2 on each of these. And this is how I'm going to proceed. Now I won the first spine, I've won the second spine. Now I'm just trying to do something at the top of the board. So I've got a 20, that's a miss. I'm just going to go ahead and double the bet again. This will be the last double that I make. I never double past $4 in this strategy. So we're just going to go ahead and spin here. Okay, there's a 30, so that's a miss. So now we go into recovery. You guys all know about recovery. I talk about it a lot these days. So instead of doubling the bet again, I'm just going to go up $2 here and slow the betting down a little bit. And I'm going to do this for, 2 or 3 spins. Depends how much, how things go here in the next couple of spins. We started with $8. We're at -5. There's a 29, another big number. Okay, so now we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 high numbers in a row. We've got the streak kind of going against us, which should always be a warning sign, right? So I'm just going to go up $2 again and slow the betting down. And now I'm just trying to get a win so that I can figure out my next move. Right, here we go. Okay, 34, another large number. Okay, we're just going to go up $2 again. Right now, we're just trying to survive this run. And usually we're going to have a $1,000 or a $2,000 bankroll. If you look here, we're only $47 in. So obviously, no trouble yet. Okay, so we started at $8 on this before we started the second session. There's a 9, so that's going to get us a win. That pays us $60. We're at 13. That's still not enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bet it again with $2. Just going to stay on it because had that run go against us, now we're hoping the run's going to swing back toward us. Right? I know that's a little contrarian thinking there, but you got to realize the board goes through different streaks. So like we said, there it is. It hit us twice in a row now. That's $12. So we go from 8 to 25, and we are done with the second session. Okay, so everybody see how we did that? We won the first 2 spines, and then we focused on winning that third bet. So again, essentially you have 3 bets, right? So again, we're starting out here. We've got 2 numbers at the top. So this time I'm going to do it this way. Okay, and then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. So we've got 1 bet, 2 bet, 3 bet. Here we go. $10 out there. We started with 25. We're looking to increase our profit here. This is Stella. So there's 24. That's going to take out 1 spine on the right side. That's nice. Okay, so I'm going to take that bet off now, and I'm going to increase the other bets by $1 or 1 unit. Okay, double. Okay, so now we're looking for something in the middle of the left spine, and then we'll decide what we're going to do next. Okay, so there's a 23. Okay, that's going to take us out. It gets us another $6. So now we're at 30. We started with 25. That's not enough. So I'm going to stay at $2, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to come down here to do this and do 4 spines this time. Now you can do 3 or 4. I've got $2 out there. I can afford to get the extra coverage. So there's an 18. That is a miss. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to double one more time. Remember, I'll double till I get to $4, and then once I get to $4, I go into recovery. Okay, so we started with 25. Let's see what we can get here. There's a 5. That's going to be a winner for us. That gets us $20. So now we went from 25 to 42, and we're out of session 3. Nice. So let's start session 4 now. Okay, we started with $42. So we've got 18, a 5, 22. There's a lot of middle numbers. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 1 spine. So that's 1 spine. This is another spine right here. Keep moving my screen here. And then on the other 2, I'm just going to go here and here, like that. Okay, so this is 1 bet. The 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 1 bet. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 2 bets. And then these 2 are the third bet in the middle. Starting with 42, looking to increase. So 32 is the winner. That's going to take out both of the big spines. How good is that? All right, so that's an $8 winner. I'm just going to take that and go to 50 and say that the 4th spine is done now. Anytime I hit that first one in the middle between the 2 big spines, I usually just take that profit and say, yep, that's good. We're satisfied there. Okay, so I'm at $50 now after 4 seconds. We said we're going to play 10 seconds. So let's go into session 5 here. And I'm going to play it the same way we just played it. Going to play these, that's one bet. The coming up one now is going to be the second bet. And here is the third bet, the two corners. And those two corners increase after, if we don't get a quick hit here. Well, there's an 11. That's going to be another quick $8 win for us. So we're at 58 now. Now remember, we're hit and run gamblers, right? So people are going to say, God, how long are we going to go through and do this? Well, you only do it once because we're hit and run gamblers. We're going to go ahead, we're going to make our profit, and then we're going to move on to the next strategy. But just always for these demos, I like to do it over and over again so people can see how deep we can get into it. And so far, we haven't got into it very deep, and in most situations, you should not get into it very deep, right? We should only be in this strategy for a few minutes. And you'll see in my live video that I just did at the Hard Rock Casino, I think it was last week, that, I was in the strategy for, I don't know, 45 seconds or something. It didn't take long. Okay, so I'm going to look up there now. I see 11:32:5. Again, I'm going to go here and here this time, and then I'll fill this out like this. There we go. Everybody see that? Here's one bet, here's second bet, and these two up here are the third bet. $10 total to start. We're starting with $58. Let's see where we can roll this to. There's a 3. Okay, that's going to take care of the top bet. Excellent. So we got to see that. Now we're going to go just double up these guys down here now. There'll be $2 in all of these spine bets here. Now we just got to hit the 2 spine. Let's see if we can get a middle number down there. That's always the best way to go. Started with 58. We're trying to do better than that. Okay, there's a 2. That's at the top of the board. It's in the middle, but it's at the top. That doesn't help us. I'm just going to rebet and double again. We'll get to $4 here. This will be our last double. This strategy is not in my book, How to Win at Roulette, which is still available at Amazon.com. I'm going to put a link for it in the description for anybody who's interested in the book. Okay, so we hit 18 there. Going to take it off. And now with this other one, we're going to be in recovery. So I'm just going to go up $2 to 6. People say all the time, Junko, why don't you put them all in the book? Because the book's already 30,000 words, guys. I only have room for so many. And that's why I'm doing videos too. I'm trying to help you learn the rest of them via the videos. So hopefully this is helpful to you. Okay, I'm going to add $2 more here on recovery. We've slowed the betting down now. We started with $58, so we've got to do better than that. That's how we play, in the demo. Anyway, we don't really do that in real life because we'd have been long gone by now. I-24 is a myth again. Okay, this is going to go up $2 more. The idea is to keep it in control until the posse arrives. The posse being good numbers in this analogy. Okay, we're at -11 now. We started with 58. There's a 13. That's going to be a winner for us. $50, but that's not enough. We're at 39, so we got to hang in there. So what I'm going to do is just rebet and take off the number that we won, and we're going to play these 3 out now. And this is where it gets dangerous. There's never, the size of the numbers are not the danger. It's when you start losing corners that it gets dangerous because you've lost coverage, which means the odds of you hitting your numbers goes down. But still, with 3 corners, which is 12 numbers being covered, I still feel pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to try to stay with this for now. Let's see how this goes. We started with 58, we're 39. If we get a hit here, we should be out. But we didn't. So we're just going to go up $5 now. And we'll get a couple shots at this at $15 if we need to. Hopefully we won't need to. Yeah, there's a 1. That's in the right column, but the wrong part of the column. So I'm just going to rebet and spin again and see where we end up. Okay, 22 is going to be a winner for us. And that's going to pay us $90. So we started with 58. We're now at 54. So we're not out of the woods yet. We got to continue to play. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go back. I'm going to put $3. Oops, clear this. I'm going to put $3 on that same spine that we started with, those same four corners. So, I don't have to stay with the low coverage. I can go back since we're starting over here and use all four corners. I like having the 16 numbers instead of 12. So this will help us. We didn't get a hit there, so I'm going to double the bet. Okay, so we're kind of resetting now. So we're going to go 3, 6, 12, and then we'll go into recovery if we need to as a reset. But we don't need to because we hit 13. And that's going to get us $30, which is going to get us to 72. So we went from 58 to 72, and we're out of the fifth session. Everybody see that? Okay, so we just kind of hung in there. Didn't go very well for us, but and now we just had a couple of middle section numbers. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of that now and kind of set my bets up this way. Again, this is just for demonstration. You don't necessarily have to do it that way. There's my buddy Hennessy barking in the background. Must be time for the walk. Okay. All right. So we got a hit on one of the spines there. And let's get that out of there. Okay. And we're going to double everything else. Started with 72. We're at 71. Let's see if we can get a hit here. 15. That's going to miss us, isn't it? It does. Okay. So I'm just going to rebet and double one more time. Let's see what we get. Ooh, a 0. That doesn't help us either. Okay, so now we're in recovery. We got these two bets still on the board. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. We only have 2 quarters covered in the middle one. We have 4 corners covered on the other spine. So, depending on which one we hit first, we'll be doing some adjusting. That's how the strategy works. It's kind of a flowing strategy. Okay, there's a 15. We know that number doesn't work. We just hit it 2 spins ago. Okay, so we're going to go up $2 again. We're just being patient now with recovery. You guys you see me do this with all the other corner strategies too, and I do it with street strategies as well, where we just take the bet down and start being patient and then reassess as we win and lose. Okay, so we hit one of the spines there, but that's not going to get us near where we need to get to. Let's see where we're at here. We're at 23. We started with 72. So I'm going to take off the one I just hit here, which is 31. Okay, I'm going to add $2 to everything that's remaining. So we're going to $10 on each bet now, which is sizable. This is the first time that we're really kind of getting into a bigger number with this many numbers on the board. But we do have a lot of stuff covered still. And there's an 8. That's going to get a win for us. Okay. So that gets us 40 more. And now we're at 63. So we're right back in our ballpark. And we just have the middle to get. Okay. So, and I don't need a lot. So I'm just going to go $4 on the middle. I'm going to add one more middle to give us some more coverage. So I can add any number I want. Any corner I want. I'm looking here at a corner that's kind of out of favor, and I like this one. Okay. So there we go. Those are my 3 corners now. And now we're just going to try to recover. There's a 17. I think that's a win for us. It is. Gets us $24. And we go to 87, which is a pickup of $15. We go from 72 to 87, and we are out of the 6th session. So now let's go to session number 7. I said we're going to play 10 of these. So looking around at what I want to do, it looks like the board's pretty open. I can do anything I want. So I'm going to go here, and then right down the side again. And this time I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 there. There we go. Looking for a low number. 14 is a good number. There we go. Okay, so that gets me $8 and gets me out of that section. I'm at 95. Whenever I get that $8 first hit, I always take that and say, done, good, money made, profit. Remember, if you take a profit every session you play, you never lose. So $8 profit, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're going to play 10 strategies and you make $8 every session, that's $80, and you do it in about 12 minutes, and that beats working. Okay, so we're at 95. I have played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 2 strategies, 2 sessions to go. I'm going to play this strategy for 2 more sessions. Let's see where I want to go. There's 2 middle numbers, so we'll play this there, and then we'll play these 4 and these 4. Maybe we'll get a repeat on them. Oops, let me clear that off. Here we go. And there, and there. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the second bet, and the 2 in the middle are the third. Okay, we're 95. We want to do better than that. We want to get over $100 here. There's a 15. That is a win. Okay, that hits the middle. That's beautiful. Great. So we get the middle out right away. Those two corner bets here in the middle are both, that's a great way to win that. And so now I'm just going to double up everything else. Here we go. Maybe we can hit a middle number and get out of this thing and move on to our last session. An 8. I believe that does it. There we go. That gets us 20, so we go to 114. So we went from 195 to 114, which is a $19 win. And that's it through 9. So now we're going on to our last session. Okay, where do I want to play? Still got a lot of numbers in the middle there. I'm going to give it the same one we just had. That was successful, and nothing's really changed on the board. So let's go and do that. Here we go. Got the spin rolling. 23 is going to hit that middle again. Boy, we've been lucky with that middle. That's good. Okay. Nice. Take these off, and we'll double the rest. Maybe we'll get another middle hit here. Let's see if we can get one. At the top or bottom? 14, that's the middle hit, but that's in the wrong area. Okay, so I'm going to rebet and double again. This will be gets us to $4, which is the top end of doubling when we start. There's a 2. That's beautiful. That's a good hit for us. That gets us $40, and we end up with $137 just goofing around. We took 3 or 4, maybe 4 $8 profits along the way. The rest of these were more than that. Again, this is Stella, a strategy that it's another one of my corner strategies. You know, you guys who pay a lot of attention to my videos know that I use a lot of corner strategies. I like corner strategies. And I also like street strategies, as long as you don't cover too many of them and you're taking them off as you go. Okay, well, that's kind of it for today. Like I said, if you're interested in my book, How to Win a Roulette, it's available at Amazon. I'm going to put the link in the description below. Remember, there's 2 types of people in the casino. There's professionals and tourists. Folks, try not to be a tourist. Rock today.